Hi, I'm Rich Moravitz, and welcome to Sig Sauer SHOT Show 2018. We got a lot of exciting stuff to talk about here. You've definitely heard about P365, but today we're going to go over some of what you guys want to see, which is rifles. And this little guy is one of my favorite little guys to bring out, and I like bringing him out the way he's supposed to be brought out. Hwah! This is the MCX Rattler, and that hwah is because of that hwah swoop in the grip there. It looks a little awkward, but for what it's designed for, it is designed to be pulled out of a deployment bag or be used in a vehicle. This is not really designed from its design intent from the Juggernaut, the guy who designed this in our Special Weapons Development Group. This was designed as a backup. Riding in a vehicle, got to do a bailout, or you got to return fire, or you're doing an executive protection detail. This is made for, that's what this was designed around. Using in the SBR variant with a side folding stock, it's very quick to deploy, rapid deploy stock. Right now we have the SB Tactical brace on here, which is exclusive to SIG, this particular one. We use this on our MCX line as well as our MPX line. Collapsible, it's got an ambidextrous charging handle. This gun's got an ambi safety as well. Enhanced magazine release button. Enhanced magazine release button. You have an enhanced trigger guard, flared and beveled magazine well. But here's where it gets really cool. You can suppress this gun. You have a 2-position gas system on it, and for cleaning and breaking it down, since you guys are so familiar with ARs being AR15.com, that's how you take the handguards off. You want to take your barrel off? It's very simple. You disappear, you pop back up with a punch, and then you use these 2 torque screws. These 2 torque screws, a T27, unscrew these like you were changing a tire, barrel pops out, right? When you're done cleaning it, gas system's installed, auto indexing, no head spacing required. Maybe you want to go to 5.56. You can change to 5.56. This one's chambered in 300 blackout. We will be offering a 5.56 variant later. Once you get it into space, you torque these down, 1 then 2. Pretty simple to follow. 1, 2, 1, 2, you got it. Once you see no movement on the lines, once you torque to spec, you're good to go. The reason I say torque to spec so much, for those that are following, is to maximize the efficiency and the effectiveness of the accuracy of this weapon system. Once you get the torque spec down, for all our MCXs, if you torque to spec like I do, I have a Seekins torque wrench that's already preset. I maximize my accuracy out of this weapon system. Runs great suppressed. The reason it's called the Rattler, in case people are wondering, it's not because it rattles your fillings because it's so short and small. It's about the size of an MP5, but shooting a 300 blackout round. This gun runs subsonic and sonic rounds. It got the name Rattler because our boy Juggernaut called it the Rattler because the Gadsden flag has a Rattler on it, and that was the first flag flown in battle. So hence Rattler. And if you ever met him, you wouldn't argue with him. Moving on. That's MCX Rattler. Now going up from that, going a little bit for its bigger brother, is the MCX Virtus. This one's adorned with some awesome SIG electro optics because Sig Sauer is an optics company as well. This is our Juliet 4 magnifier, 4-power magnifier. It comes with this cam flip to side mount, and it's coupled with our our Romeo 4T for tactical, not Tango. Romeo 4T. It also uses solar power as well, so it's got a 2032 battery and uses solar power. Now, how does that work? No, it doesn't charge the battery, but if there's enough ambient light, like in this booth with these bright lights going on right now, if there's enough light or you're outside, it'll run solar. When it doesn't have enough battery to run the dot on solar, then it draws from the battery to power the red dot. 4 different reticle options with ballistic holdovers. We have dot or plex, and we have with holdovers, and coupled with the 4-power magnifier, really can reach out and touch something. It's phenomenal. And if you don't like the stock, I really like this stock. This is a 1913 interface on this platform, and we have multiple stock options that we offer. And if you like your M4 stock, you can keep your M4 stock here at Sig Sauer. This isn't Obamacare. We're not like that. We have a folding knuckle, so you can take advantage of the folding aspects and having no buffer tube. But if you want to put a mil-spec tube on and run a BCM gunfighter stock, which is one of my favorite stocks to run, that's what I run on my Virtus. And it still can be fired when folded. Controls are still accessible. Just pull it out. To deploy it, that's simple on all of our folding. We have a fixed one, and then we also have brace models for our pistols, so we've got a lot of options. Just like I showed you guys on the Rattler, pop out handguards here. No one's probably done this in a while, and this is Cerakoted, so it's really thick. The ones we're shipping out will be anodized. why I carry a punch around with me. All right, you B-roll this out, right? There we go. You can leave that in. That was funny. If you want to change, calibers, you can change to 5.56. We have caliber exchange kits. If you want to run a Rattler upper on here, if you register this as an SBR, want to run 6 3/4 inch 300 blackout, 9 inch 300 blackout, and 16 inch 300 blackout, and 5.56, we have 16 inch and an 11.5 inch. So we have multiple barrel length options. All our barrels are made in-house, hammer forged, so are our lower receivers, so are our rails. And speaking of our rails, if you've played with the original MCX, the Gen 1, if you will, MCX, the rails were, they had a little flex to them. You couldn't mount zero-ball optics like a D-ball or a PEC 15, maul, whatnot, or even a front sight. I wouldn't mount a front sight. My front sight would be mounted right here. So would my laser optics or anything else when I do, when I'm going hog hunting in IR or other things in IR, when moon's out, goon's out. But this rail now, you can put zero-ball optics on here. It's an m-lok rail, and when you order different barrel lengths, we've optimized the barrels and the gas systems to the barrel lengths. So now you have different port cuts on here. The original MCX, the gas block and port was all in the same spot. We found through extensive testing, we got better accuracy when we move the gas around as you would on a direct impingement AR. We fine-tuned it, got the barrel harmonics down. We actually went with a thicker barrel profile as well for the MCX Virtus over the MCX Gen 1. And also a tapered lug bolt system, which is pretty unique to the industry, which we learned from our international military tenders. And I'm just going to show you guys ambidextrous charging handle. That's got a little lip built in here, so you get less blowback when you're shooting this gun suppressed, which is very convenient. And also we have this really cool, this is our bolt carrier group. This is how the gun works. This is also your recoil mitigation system. So zoom in on that for me. That's how it actuates. Standard cam pin, and that's about it from an AR standpoint. It rotates and locks just like an AR. Breakdown and disassembly is very easy. You guys will appreciate this because if you're like me and you like working on guns after a few pops maybe and you like to clean your kit, we've captured the retaining pin on here. So your cotter pin or firing pin, retaining pin, no longer is going to get lost in the couch or in your Berber carpet or in a vacuum when your wife did it when you didn't realize that you dropped it, etc., etc. So we've retained that now. So pretty cool. And in case of people are wondering about carrier tilt, well, we actually thought of that too. So to prolong the life of this gun, not only does the cam pin ride steel on steel on the upper receiver, but you also have a little variance now to play. So if there is a little bit of play, we can account for that and not tear up the upper receiver and still reliably get this gun into lockup and get shots on target. So that's pretty exciting on the MCX Virtus. Those are the upgrades over the MCX Gen 1. If no one's ever explained it to you, you got it here first. And it ships with a Matchlight Duo trigger, which is a phenomenal trigger. Moving on to our 716 Gen 2. If you like the 716, you know it comes in 308. So finally, we listened to all you guys and all you fanboys out there. We finally jumped in the bandwagon. Welcome 6.5 Creedmor to Sig Sauer. But this is Sig Sauer, and we don't just do a gun in 6.5 Creedmor. We do match grade ammunition to match with it, and hunting ammunition, all copper solid HT that guarantees 1.8 times expansion on targets. And I've used some of this HT ammo in 308. I haven't jumped into the 6.5 Creed bandwagon yet, but I am with this guy because I'm really excited about this gun, and I'm going to tell you why. The upper receiver is a monolithic upper receiver, and it has a 20 MOA rail built into it. It's right now pimping dope Sig Optics 5-30 scope on here. First focal plane. This got a lot of variables for reticles in here, but let's talk about the gun for a little bit here. Ambidextrous charging handle on here. Dual ejectors, really spits brass. Ambi safety, ambi magazine release. 2-position gas system. It's designed to be shot suppressed. This gun has been chosen by some very elite military units internationally as their semi-automatic sniper system, their SAS rifles, and in 308 and in 6.5 and in 270 we've done for certain groups. But we really listened to them, and now we've beefed up the positions on how to change the gas position here between suppressed and unsuppressed. So pretty awesome. Again, we make all our barrels in-house. They're a heavier tapered barrel. The taper is for to go with our taper lock on our silencers, but it's backwards and forwards compatible with anybody's silencers that are aftermarket. And we want to hear from you, since this is AR15.com. Do you want a PRS stock on here or a UBR stock on here? Because we really haven't finalized that. I'm in the realm of UBR stock, so I want to see what people think out there. So take an unofficial poll for me, if you would, or cut this out altogether if rifle guys don't like what I'm asking. But I like PRS stocks, but I love UBR stocks. If you're going to go with something and you want to go heavy, if I'm going to go heavy, I go with the UBR. I have more length of pull, and I've actually destroyed a windshield with the UBR just to show how tough it was. Really cool. Shameless promotion and plug for Magpul. You're welcome, Drake. But going on our Sig Silencers as well, this is our 7.62 tie QD can on here. And if you guys never seen this, this is not like your typical silencer can. It uses taper lock on here, so if you notice, I'm not hitting a latch. There's no teeth. I don't need 3 hands to take this off either. Once I break the lock, the primary lock, which is the taper lock, the silencer pops right off, and you have your modular muzzle device. This is our new 2-port brake. And you notice all the fouling, this gun's been shot, all the fouling is forward of the Acme threads, so this gun won't get as gummed up, so it's easy to take off and on. And the cool thing is too, we give you wrench flats on the base of the can. So all you do is put a wrench on there, automatically disengages that secondary retention latch, and it gives you 2 things. You can torque it to spec for a precision shooter out there, or you can get a BFW, a big effing wrench, and just get it off there if you need to. Sound good? Moving on. Let's talk more about silencers. This is our new MCX Virtus single stamp upper. We'll be selling this. It'll come with Matchlight Duo trigger, our match grade trigger. It'll come with the receiver extension plug, so if you have an M4 or any AR-15 lower receiver that's mil spec, you can drop this on there with our receiver extension plug. The receiver extension plug gives you a 1913 interface, so you can utilize all the latest and greatest from us on stocks and that you get from MCX or MPX for that matter. But the cool thing about this is, take the handguard off, and we have a 6 3/4 inch 300 blackout that is pin and welded to a titanium silencer with 19 baffles. In a word, quiet. Subsonic 300 blackout, 220 grain Sig match ammo, or anybody's, because we've run everyone's through this, is absolutely superbly quiet through this. If you're looking for a nice single stamp option, MSRP on this and everything that comes with it in the box is $23.40, and we're looking at shipping in February for these. Comes with the ambi charging handle as well, with the gas busting cutout in there. So this upper receiver is definitely on my wish list for 2018. These are some of the cool things we got coming out for 2018, just a tad bit. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Make sure you're following us on social media, on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And for everything SIG, check out SigSauerInc.com.